Hey guys, Eugenie here. I'm going to do my meditation night for the Women's Reset Night. I am going to be recording this part of the evening so that every member of my community can have access to it later. So, my name is Eugenie. You know me. I'm a confidence life coach. I am a certified professional coach with a specialty in wellness. And tonight was a request from a few members of my community, women who have their heads spin in their heads and they can't stop thinking and they can't stop thinking and they're stressed out. I decided to do a meditation for you. It's going to be about 10 minutes long. I will turn off my camera because I look a little weird when I'm meditating my eyes closed because I meditate my eyes closed. And then I will give you some science around the meditation part and why it works and why it's not just some voodoo weird new age thing. Perhaps I could even just start with the fact that I am a person who has a mental health issue. And so depression is something that I've dealt with my whole life since I was 13 with suicidal thoughts. So my mind has always requested and required more attention. And I've made it a mission for myself to take care of me, my mind, my body. So that is my foundation because if we don't have our health, well, it's difficult to have anything else. So, mindfulness-based meditation is a course that I took a few years back to help my mind slow down and reduce stress. Yes, there you go. And so, without any further ado, I'm just going to lead this meditation. I'm recording this right now, and I'm going to turn off my camera. But you're welcome to listen and sit with me for 10 minutes and um, and see what happens. And I'll talk about it after. Okay, so here I go. So just go right ahead and sit comfortably in a chair, or if you prefer, you can lie down on a mat or in your bed. If you're in a chair, just place your hands gently on your lap and sit in a regal position, but not rigid. And all we're going to do together really is breathe and just watch your breath. So when you breathe in, just watch what your breath does to your body and observe. Observe how the belly inflates, for example. The shoulders might go up, the chest might also inflate. The crown of your head might go up to the ceiling a little bit more. And watch when you exhale what happens to your body. Maybe the shoulders will drop, the belly will soften, and you will just melt into your chair. We'll just take 3 big breaths together, nice and gentle. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Melt into your seat. And breathe in. One more time. And exhale nice and slow and fully empty your lungs into your chair. And then just follow my voice and just pay attention to your breath. The exercise here is just to observe with curiosity and no judgment. So just playfully just observe what happens to your body as you breathe and also where your mind will take off. So as you breathe again, watch as the belly inflates. Perhaps you'll feel the air rub in your nostrils on its way in. And the air might even be warm as it exhales through your nostrils. And watch perhaps your shoulders. Watch where your breath is most vivid to you. Maybe it's the belly. And use it as an anchor point for your attention. So breathe in and watch the belly inflate, for example. And as you exhale, just watch the belly deflate and soften. And as you breathe in, We're going to focus on releasing all the wrinkles on your forehead and let them just kind of melt away down your face, nice and soft. If you exhale, and when you breathe in, on your next breath out, let your breath kind of soften your jaw. Let it open. And on your next breath out, let your shoulders drop and soften. And breathe in. And on the next breath out, let your breath cascade all the way down your arms to your fingertips and see what sensations are there. Maybe you'll feel the tingles in your fingers, the pulsating heartbeat in your arms, or even your throat or your chest. Just pay attention. Just watch without any judgment, because there's no right or wrong way to do this. You're breathing, so you're doing something right already. Just watch your breath over and over with patience, with gentleness, with curiosity. And where is your mind now? If it has wandered, it's okay. Don't judge it. Don't berate yourself that you're not doing it right. Just watch where it is. Take notice. A little bit like a science experiment. Where did my mind go? Notice it. Name it if you want to. And then place that thought in a soap bubble and let it drift away into the horizon until it disappears. And then gently, without condemning yourself, just come back to the feeling of breathing. Of the belly, or the air entering your nostrils. Feel the release into your body, into the chair, sort of melting into the chair. And if you notice that your mind has wandered again, okay, just notice where it went. Might be an old conversation, it might be reverie, it might be trying to figure out what you're going to do next. That's all right. Just notice it. Breathe in and breathe out with this thought. As you release it, like a leaf on a gentle stream of a river, and watch that thought just flutter away and come back to your belly, watching it inflate and soften. And if your mind wanders off a dozen times, you just simply, with self-compassion and no judgment, you just bring it back a dozen times. Our minds are like little puppies that get easily distracted. And so we just bring them back to the present moment, to the sensations in your body. And if a sensation in your body is speaking to you right now, maybe it's a bit of a pain in the shoulders or lower back, maybe a slight headache. With your breath, breathe in, gather your breath, and then breathe into that part of your body that is calling your attention right now and swirl it there and release it there. You can even do it again if it's still speaking to you. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let the air swirl in that space of your body as you release it. Feel the air. Observe. And if you're feeling impatient, that's okay too. Just note, I'm feeling impatient. And you can lovingly put that thought on a cloud and let the cloud float away into the horizon until it disappears. And come back to the breath, to the sensation of the air rubbing your nostrils on its way in and the air coming out warm on its way out. I'm going to invite you to breathe on your own, practicing just watching for 3 more breaths in silence. And now I will invite you to just come back to the present moment by wiggling your fingers and your toes, gentle up and down on the shoulder, and fluttering your eyelashes open. There we go. That was my 10-minute meditation. Yeah, it was about 12 minutes actually. Um, so I will now just talk a little bit about the neuroscience of meditation and maybe some personal experiences of mine. And there we go. So basically, meditation is probably pharmaceutical company's worst nightmare because it's free, because it does what chemicals do every day, except our own bodies can create that. So on the daily, people are so busy, so stressed out that they get stuck in their head, right? They're just thinking, 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 oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's overwhelming because there's just so much to do. And so when we have too many bees in our bonnet, quite literally, meditation is a great way to release that. And of course, meditation is practice. It's not always fun. It can sometimes be boring. Sometimes we want to resist it. So it's a great way to practice is to start small. And usually first thing in the morning, couple of minutes, couple of breaths mindfully will set the stage for a beautiful day. So throughout the day, if you're feeling stressed out, if you feel like you want to punch somebody, stop, go to the bathroom, go sit in your car, shut an office door that's empty, and definitely just take a few breaths on your own to come back to your mind. So when we're really stressed out, I often like to measure our head in 2 parts. It's oversimplified, but it's also very accurate at the same time. So when we're stressed out, we get all tense and we get into this fight or flight and we get trapped into what I call the panic room. And it's right here. It's at the base of your skull, and it's the amygdala. And the amygdala is the fight or flight response organ in your brain, which basically makes it impossible for you to see anything that is in your prefrontal cortex, which I like to call the treasure cove, which is where you have access to all your magic, all your experiences, all of your knowledge, all of your abilities to connect the dots and see solutions. Um, this is where your conscious brain is. This is where you're happy, where you can have access to your joy and your calm and all the good things that life has to offer. So basically, it's like this battle between the fight or flight when we're stressed out, and we're stressed out a lot, let's be honest. We have a lot on our plates, and then the treasure cove of where we would like to be. So meditation, when it's practiced regularly, will actually thicken the wall of the prefrontal cortex, which basically means it makes you more intelligent. This is over time, of course. And it will shrink the size of the amygdala, which is your panic room, which is the stress response. It will shrink it, which means that you will have like this bubble around your beautiful person. So that when stress hits you throughout the day, because of course stuff is going to happen to you during the day, it'll have a tendency to have a what I call a window of reaction, which will be larger. So instead of having a knee-jerk reaction, reacting right away in anger or with a word that you regret later, you're going to have a cushion, an emotional cushion, call it emotional intelligence, where things will land on you, but you will have that little cushion of, huh, this is what happened. Okay. And with meditation practice, we have become observers of our lives, of people, of ourselves. And so we have been able to practice that self-compassion of releasing what's happening, releasing the story, releasing the judgment. And so we can act and choose consciously instead of reacting like Cro-Magnon men and women. And it just feels so much healthier, of course. So protecting your bubble is what meditation will do. It's accessible to anybody. You can do it anywhere you like. I know that as a person who has a mental illness, it is what I call meditation is my physiotherapy for my mind. So I need to do it every day. And because if I don't, then my mind just kind of veers off um, into stress, into places where it's just not pleasant, where I don't see the opportunities. I get all stressed out. I get into my panic room and I no longer have access to all my magic. So there you have it. This is kind of a simplified um, version or lesson or session about meditation. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I know you're busy and I do want you to have time to look at this in the future. I just want to say that I come from a family that is highly, highly reactive, very noisy. In my family, if you didn't win by reason, you certainly won by volume, by increasing the noise. So if somebody had said to me when I was a teenager that one day I would meditate regularly, I would have laughed in their faces because I couldn't sit still. And those of us who can't sit still are going to find that it's not easy to sit in our stuff, but it's also the only way to release it. So you might need a professional. If it's really bad, you might need to have therapy. You might give yourself some compassion around your emotions that might come up because meditation will allow things to come up. So if it's too hard, if it's too strong, take a course, go with someone who's going to be able to coach you into meditation and help you be in those emotions that are unpleasant so that you can breathe into them with self-compassion, with observing and detaching the stories around that. So, anyways, it was lovely meditating with you tonight. I hope you have a beautiful evening and I will see you soon. Okay.